Go to the calendar here in module 0, right here. And you can see the changes I made. The changes I made is for the test 1. Test 1 will be given on September 15th. Okay. So, and also go down and module 1, you need to finish GER survey, quiz chapter 0, quiz chapter 1, quiz chapter 2 before you take the test. Okay. All right. What I'm trying to do is today is go to introduction and go through the sample problems. All right. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay. Let me click on questions.
No, sir.
Yes. Okay. Oh, you said no. Okay. I'm there. I'm going to go through questions. Now I cannot go through everything. I pick every odd problems. Now you have to go through the whole thing. Answers are given. I'm explaining how I get the answers. Now, in the introduction, we talked about chemistry for everyday experience, science for especially chemistry. Number 1, for a chemist, understanding a chemical reaction means knowing what makes up the reacting atoms. That seems to be correct. Knowing what atoms make up reacting molecules seems to be correct. Know how atoms in reacting molecules are connected. Atomic structure, molecular structure. Having a mental picture of how reacting molecules interact with each other. So answer is all of those. All of these are what chemists do to understand the chemical reaction. So now I go to the odd problem number 3. What is possible explanation of observation and core? Is hypothesis. Possible explanation of observations are called hypotheses. Unifying principle that explain a body of facts is a theory. Unifying that lot of data explained by a theory. Okay, I did the number 4. Number 5. An explanation of a broad range of observation facts tested hypothesis is called theory. Everything is explained and tested hypothesis become a theory. Number 7. Information you collect during an experiment is called graph, chart, hypothesis is data. And okay, number 9. A setup that involves material, procedures, observation, and data can be found in experiment. So that's the experiment, what it involves. Number 11. Before starting a science activity, you should always read all the instruction, of course. As friend to, that's not right. A is the correct answer. Number 13. What is the first step in scientific investigation? It's making observation, then planning experiment to test the observation, repeat. And so first step is making observation. Number 15. What is a step in scientific method? Analyzing results. Basic step we are asking. Stating a theory is one step. Using technology is is in the experiment. Building microscope is an activity. It's not a step. Step is theory. So we're going to look at few problems. I'm going to do 16 here. So they did the experiment about earthworms. What question did the scientists who collected this data want to answer? So they collected in the data from unplowed soil and plowed soil. So they are measuring earthworms. So what they are testing is that checking is, are there more earthworms in the soil in the spring and in the fall? So that's kind of a question is they're asking answer to that. So the number 21. What do the data in graph show? Unplowed soil has more than that's why unplowed soil has more earthworms than plowed soil. Number 23. What is the first thing you should do when an accident happens in a teaching laboratory? This is kind of a tricky question, but you must always tell the instructor or call emergency and number for help. So remain calm, and that's not the right answer. Answer is C. So there are number 23 to 28 questions are about step in the scientific method. There are A to G. So that step is step 1. First, what do you start with? Observation. It's a C. What is the second step? Asking question about your observation. So like that, you can finish up this one. Okay, it's easy. Number 29. A kind of scientific idea that tells you what will happen in a specific situation is a kind of scientific idea. What happens in the specific situation is an answer is B. What is that? Oh, okay, law. Answer is law. A law tells us there are 4 choices here. Law tells you what kind of an idea, what happens when the pressure increase, volume decrease, like that. Step scientists use to answer questions are called. That's the scientific method. Okay, and test, blank test, only one factor is that's a control experiment. The application of science to practical purpose is technology. A, okay. All right, we go on to development of atomic theory now, having discussed about scientific method, which is not a part of Dalton atomic theory. Matter is composed of extremely small particle called atoms. That is true. A chemical reaction, atoms are combined, separated, or rearranged. That's true. Atoms of different elements combined in simple ratio, whole number ratio. That's correct. Atoms can be subdivided, created, or destroyed. That he didn't say is indivisible. So that's the Dalton, that is not included in the Dalton atomic theory. Number 35. The fact that chemical compound contain same elements, exactly same proportion by mass, regardless of where it is found, is law of definite proportion. For water, always have fixed composition, definite proportion of hydrogen to oxygen. The students asked why the ashes from a fire much lower mass than the wood that was burned. If the law of conservation of mass is true, the answer he gave, correct answer he gives is gases are released into the air. Atoms in the woods are destroyed. That's not true. A is the correct answer. So we go to 39. This is about conservation of mass. For example, sodium with water produce sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. You start with, if 2 grams are produced by the reaction of 36 grams of and 46 grams of sodium and 36 plus 36 is 82. On the left side is 82. If 2 grams are produced by hydrogen, then sodium hydroxide should be 80 grams. That's why the answer is 80. Okay. Number 41 is about multiple proportions. When 2 elements react to form 2 different compounds, they have simple whole number ratio in the column here. Here 1 to 2, 1 to 3. Sulfur to oxygen. That means sulfur SO2, SO3. SO2, SO3. That's the answer B. Number 43, about physical states of matter. In which state matter are the particles close together and highly organized? That's solid. Number 45, which states of matter does not have a definite shape or volume? Gas phase. Which of the following is a property of both gases and liquid? Indefinite shape. They don't have definite shape. Indefinite. Liquid have the shape of the container, and gases have fills up the container. Okay, I should go to 47. Which choice describes the behavior of a solid? Solid has definite volume. Maintain the shape in any container. That is the correct answer. Solid has definite volume, but takes up the shape. That's not true. These are easy questions. Number 49. Which state of matter are particles packed tightly together in fixed position, solid state? Answer is B. The state of matter in which particles are arranged either crystalline or amorphous form is crystalline, that's solid also. They are crystals or amorphous solid. Particles arranged are either crystalline or amorphous. Crystalline is a solid. Particles of a liquid, correct answer. Decrease in are tightly packed together, stay in, that's not true. That's a solid. Has no viscosity. Ability to flow of a liquid is a viscosity. That's liquid has a viscosity. Decrease in volume with increase in temperature, that's not true. are free to move in the container but remain in close contact with one another. That's the correct answer. 53. In which of the state of matter do the particles spread apart and fill the space available? That's a gas phase. The change from liquid to solid or reverse of melting is called liquid to solid. Melting is solid to liquid. Liquid to solid is freezing. Answer is D. So each process, physical change, melting, freezing, has opposite. So we're going to check into other similarities. Okay. Vaporization is liquid going to a gas. As D. What is vaporization? D. Liquid become to gas. Gas become to liquid is condensation. Okay, if you didn't know about it. Which state of matter undergo changes volume most easily? The gas. I had to stick with 59. In which of the following pairs of characteristics of element are the temperature same? The physical changes like melting, freezing are at the same temperature. Boiling and vaporization and condensation are at the same temperature. You have to find out which one has the same temperature. Boiling and freezing point are different. Boiling is liquid to a gas. Freezing is solid to a liquid. So answer is melting and freezing have the same temperature. We go to this. Figure 5 shows the temperature of a substance change at it was heated. See, you increase the temperature. When changes take place, when something is changing the phase, like ice to water, it remains the same. That parallel line in this diagram are change of state. It's a B is the answer. B is the answer. Opposite of vaporization is called condensation, A. So we have gone through chapter 1, chapter introduction chapter. Now we're going to go to chapter 1. Okay. So that's about the periodic table, and so each odd one. Which of the following statements is correct about classification of matter, about pure substance? Which is correct? Elements but not compounds are pure substance. Both are pure substance, called pure substance, elements, and that's not true. Compounds but not elements are pure substance. That's opposite of first one. Both elements are not pure substance and compound. Neither both elements and compounds are pure substance. That's the correct answer. Neither is not true. Number 3. What is not an example of a pure substance? Sugar is a compound, pure substance. Air is a mixture of nitrogen and oxygen, homogeneous mixture. That's therefore air. B is the answer. It's not a pure substance. Aluminum foil and water are. Aluminum foil is a metal, it's an element. Water is a compound. So I go to number 5. Let me do this number 4 because we have a picture. What squares contain only elements? Only elements means one kind of atom. That's 2 and 3. 2 box has diatomic, same molecule. Number 3 has mixture of elements, carbon and another one, hydrogen, like that. That's the answer is D, 2 and 3. Elements and compounds are both classified as pure substance. That's true. Nitrogen gas will properly be classified as an element, not compound. That's false. A compound cannot be broken down to simpler substance. Compound can be broken chemically into pure substances. Cannot be is not true. So based on physical properties, we can check out physical changes in pure substances. In pure substance, number 9, pure substances, change in state such as melting, boiling are physical changes. That's true. Change in states is physical change. Melting point is a physical property. That's a property. That's specific. Density is a property, like that, physical property. Number 11. Water molecules in this image are best classified as being in the liquid state. That's not true. Liquid particles are close together, so that's false. Number 13. I may have to change the size a little bit. Okay, that's better. Number 15. All right. A substance is melted. Choose the appropriate classification of the responses. Melted is a physical change. C. A substance is high density. It's a chemical physical property. It's a property, high density. Changes are about change of in the states. Physical properties like a density, melting point, boiling point, viscosity, number, and all that. Such a substance, number 17, a substance will explode if exposed to light. Choose appropriate classification from the responses listed below. It's a chemical property. It's a explosiveness is chemical property. Number 19. What is a chemical change? What is a substance undergo chemical change? It's always true that it freezes, it's chemical. Solid disform, not necessarily. It is converted to a new kind of matter with different composition. That's the correct answer. Okay. New kind of matter is formed. For example, water is broken into hydrogen, oxygen. It's a chemical change, chemical reaction. Number 21. Dissolving sugar in water involves a chemical change. That's false. It's a physical change. You can evaporate water, you can get back the. Okay. Number 23. Which of the squares contain mixtures? Mixtures have one or more elements or one or more elements and a compound. So first box is a molecule, 2 molecules of a compound. Second is an element, diatomic. Third is a mixture of elements. So mixture of element, two different elements is a mixture. Now the fourth box also has a mixture of element and a compound. So answer for mixture is 3 and 4. 3 and 4 is B. Description, two substances are present. Two states are present. Two substances means there are two distinct substances, pure substance or elements. Two state present is either liquid, solid, two different phases. Mixture of ice water, there are no two substances, two state present. That's not true. Mixture of oil and water. Oil and water, on the oil has a two substance. Oil and water has different substances. Therefore, two substances present. Two state, because two state are states, oil and gas, oil and water doesn't mix. Therefore, two states. That's the answer. Mixture of oil and water. Mixture of milk and water is homogeneous. Milk is homogeneous. '27. It's about the classification of elements based on chemical properties. About the periodic table. The modern periodic table arrange the element in the order of what? Increasing atomic number of protons, D. Number 29. Representative elements are the groups of periodic table with A's except 8A. It includes alkali metal 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, except the noble gases. Answer is C. Representative elements are elements that are common except transition metals and excluding rare earths or inner transition metals and the noble gases. Number 30. Based on periodic table, which element is non-metal? Non-metal is bromine here. All are metals, aluminum, carbon, cobalt, and potassium. Number 33. Based on periodic table, what metal is a metal? Lithium is a metal. Silicon is a metalloid. Chlorine is a non-metal. Argon is a non-metal side also. Number 35. Column in the periodic table is called period. Columns are called groups of families. Not, that's false. Number 37 is you will be given a periodic table like that and the elements in different places like A, B, C, D. Highlighted element, number 37, A is in the middle, A is A. Where's A? A is on the bottom, is inner transition metals. The last two columns rows are called inner transition. You see that inner transition, A is inner transition. If you do the 39, element carbon is element C, elements B is in the middle, right here, is a transition metal. C is a non-metal. D is a noble gas. So you can just knowing the places, you can do that. So this question is also asking which number 43, I'm going to do 43, which represent elements that are metals, only elements that are metals. X and C is the answer, A. Which symbol noble gas family? Q. D. Which symbol represent? It's pretty easy. Okay, we go down here. Which element is located in the third period? You have to have a periodic table like that. You can have it in your test. So group 13 and which element located in group 3 and period 13 is aluminum. Aluminum. I go through my periodic table 13 and period 3. All right. Look in the periodic table. 45. Which element? Okay, we did that. 47. What is the period and group of the element boron? 13 and group 2A. Group 13 and period 2. Iodine belongs to blank group of periodic table, halogens. Argon belongs to noble gases. 51. Barium belongs to alkaline earth metals. 53. Which of the following is a gas at room temperature? Gas, helium. So you can find where the diatomic gases, monoatomic for noble gases. Number 55. Which of the following is classified as a semi-metal? Boron. Semi-metals are between non-metals and metals. 57. Which element is most likely to be a good conductor of electricity? Nickel, a metal. 59. All of the following elements are non-metal except barium. Barium is the metal. Number 61. What is the chemical property of, what is the chemical symbol for mercury? Hydrogyranium is Hg. It's in Latin name for mercury, Hg. 63. Which element is the chemical symbol for Ru? Is ruthenium. What is the chemical name for, what is the name for chemical symbol as? Sulfur. Okay, let's stick with the numbers. 65. For elements that have similar chemical properties, choose the element symbols from the following. The elements who have a similar chemical properties, they should be in the group, same group. Rubidium and strontium are in two different groups. Only thing there is fluorine and chlorine. 67. Antimony is a metalloid containing 51 that led to use in car batteries. What is the symbol for? You go to the periodic table, go to 51. I have the periodic table. It's called SB. It's pretty easy to do that. Now it's about valence electrons. Valence electrons are the outermost electrons in shells. The shells are periods in the periodic table. Then electrons go to different places, different shells. 69. Electrons in the valence shell representative elements are the number of it corresponds to 1A, 2A, 3A. Number of the representative element are the period number. 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A. There's a 4 number is a number of valence electron. Number 71. Representative element found in the period in the groups. 1 is 1A, 2A, 3A, that's 14 to 17. Last one is 7A, have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, same as the answer in the, these are the numbers, number represented valence electron. 72. Element in the same group have same number of valence electron. That is why they are chemically similar. Phosphorus has 15 valence electron. It's not true. Phosphorus has 5 valence electron. Group number is 5A. Okay, 75. Electron dot symbol for barium is, barium has 2 valence electron. There's only one there. So therefore not true. Number 77. Which element is chemically similar to chlorine? It has to be in the same group. That's bromine. 75. Yes, 75. Oh, we did that. 77. Which element is similar to chlorine? I did that. 79. Tungsten is a metal contained in 74, widely used in electronic industry. What is the symbol? You go to periodic table, 74. Look for tungsten. Tungsten has 74 protons. 74 is W. So that's how you find it. Alloy is a mixture of 2 or more elements that have metallic properties. That's correct. Helium is in a group 18 with 2 electrons in the valence shell, but it's still considered as a noble gas. Helium is the only noble gas which has 2 electrons. This is about atom. 85. Which of the following statements subatomic particle is correct? 3 fundamental particles exist, 2 of which are charged. That's the correct answer. Which of the following statement correct? 86, 87. Which of the following statement correctly describe the subatomic particle called neutron? Has a positive charge? No. Everything is no. It's no correct. Has a mass slightly more than, that's correct answer. Neutron has almost same mass, little higher mass than proton. 89. Atoms are neutral because number of positive charges from the protons are cancelled by number of electronic charges. Electron number and the proton number is same. Equal number, that's C. A is the mass number, sum of the numbers of protons and neutrons. A plus C gives total number of subatomic particles. Adding a C adds another electron. So in a neutral atom, A plus C is the all subatomic particles in an atom. The further a shell is from the nucleus, further, the larger the volume becomes, and the more electron it can hold. It's true. So as shell number increase, more electrons are added. Number 95. Protons and electrons reside in the nucleus of the atom. That's not true because electrons reside outside the nucleus of the atom. Number 96. Electrons are negatively charged and have the smallest mass of subatomic. That's true. Number 27. Nucleus contains most of the mass of the atom and is positively charged. That's true. Iron 56. So isotopes are the elements with different number of protons, same number of protons, and different number of neutrons. 56 is the mass number, iron. So if it is 56, if you look at the periodic table, iron is 26. Therefore, there are 30 neutrons. C is the correct answer. 56 minus 26. An atom, xenon 118, that's the isotopic symbol. Xenon is 54 atomic number. I can see from the periodic table, 54. Because when you say xenon, you don't have to tell the atomic number. It's given. How many electrons it contains? 118 neutrons. 118 minus 54 is 64. The mass number, okay, let's go to 103. An atom of 14 contains how many protons? How do you know? Carbon, when you look at the periodic table, carbon is, atomic number is 6. Carbon is 6. There were 6 protons. Xenon, number 105. Atomic number of bromine 80 is, bromine, you had a periodic table. Look at the periodic table, atomic number 35. Then you get the answer, 35A. Number 7, all elements have more than 2 naturally occurring isotopes. Not necessarily. Some have more. Some have less. Some have only 1. Or number 109, atomic weight of element given is in the periodic is sum of the mass of naturally occurring isotopes of the element divided by number of isotopes. That's true. It's the average atomic mass given in the periodic table is based on average of isotopic masses for naturally occurring elements. Number 111. Which of the following pairs of atoms specified in terms of subatomic particle composition is isotopes? You are given proton numbers, electron numbers, neutron numbers. Isotopic have same proton number, same electron number, but different proton neutron number. So different, everything has to be same. B is the answer. B is the only one with same protons, same electrons, but different neutrons. 24 and 28 here, B. Number 13, 113. Which of the following represent isotopes? Isotope had to have the same atomic number. In here, 15 is the only one, carbon, and C and A is the answer, A and C. Mass number could be different for isotopes. 115. What is the atomic number of an isotope with symbol? Atomic number is given. You can look up in the periodic table for chlorine is 17. Number 117. For atom that has a mass number of 17, choose the correct isotopic symbol from the following responses. 17. For the atom that has mass number 17 and correct isotopic symbol for following mass. Okay, 17 is C. That has the mass number 17. It's the easy question. Number 19, uranium-238. How many protons? 92 protons. Uranium, if 92 is given and not given as a subscript, you can look up in the periodic table. 129. Isotopes of the same element have the same number of protons. Answer, protons. Number 123. Isotopes of a given element have the same mass number, one different number of, that's not true. Have the same atomic number but different chemical properties are same. Have the different masses but identical number of protons. That's the correct answer, B. 125. An iron has 8 protons, 9 electrons, and 10 electrons. Now, if the electrons are not matched, like 8 protons here and 10 protons here, electrons here, 8 protons, 10 electrons, there are 2 more electrons that make a charge. So the minus 2 charge is this here. So therefore it has to be that proton number, atomic number is oxygen is 8. So answer is A. So in these problems, how many electrons are in iron of copper 2+? Copper is 29. So you have 27. 29 minus 2 is 27 units. That millimeter is microliter is answer is C, because when you divide it by 100, the 1 milliliter is, you convert this both sides to millimeters. How do you convert milliliter to liter? 1,000 times. Then you multiply 1,000 milliliters, microliters, it's become, that's the equal 1 milliliter, answer is C. Which of the following metric system is in the order of decrease in size? Mega, kilo, micro. Which of the following pairs the unit is the first element listed times larger than? There's no correct response for that. You have to convert that to meters, grams, and liters. None of them have the 1,000 times. Which length is the longest? You have to convert everything to meters. That centimeter converted to meters is 120. divided by 1000 divided by centi is 100 divided by 100, 120. That is the longest. 8 milliliters is larger than deciliter. Deciliter is 10th of a liter. Milliliter is a millionth of no, thousandth of a liter. So therefore false. So how do you show the exponent in the scientific notation? That's easy. Is you move 7 places, decimal places to the front between 7 and 8. That's how you get the answer. Which number is the largest? Of course, exponent is bigger is the largest number. A. When you multiply it, then you can find out clearly. Which material is made up of many smaller units together? Polymers. Polymers are made out of many units called isomers. Isomers get polymerized. Number 47, 147, which of the material is reinforced? It's a composite material, like tennis rackets. Steel is mainly contains carbon, and iron is a metallic solid. Refractory materials are the one that withstand high temperature. So that's the answer is C. Refractory means high temperature, withstanding high temperature. All right, I go now chapter introduction and chapter 1. We're going to go chapter 2 next class period. All right. And we have the test on day after we have our next class meeting. All right. If you have any questions, you can